Joining me for analysis on what we just heard, we have Republican strategist, author of GOP GPS, Evan Siegfried. Also with me, syndicated talk show radio host Chris Hahn. Good to see both you guys. Chris, this should be right up your alley. Jobs, American jobs. You're kind of a union supporter. You know, this should be up union alleys. Give me your thoughts on what you just heard.
I think, you know, it's great what I just heard. Unfortunately, everybody is still talking about yesterday, including Senator John McCain, who's saying the White House is in disarray. Look, I have not rooted for this
I'm not talking about yesterday. I'm talking about jobs. And you know what? Let me just point something out. He very cleverly did aggressively switch that narrative, because I came into today anticipating that we'd probably be doing a whole lot more coverage of what we saw yesterday in terms of this war with the media. And we're going to get to that. But right now, he just changed the story. He changed it back to his wheelhouse. Jobs, the economy.
Let's see. I think that this is his wheelhouse. And if he wants to implement programs like this and like other things talked about during his campaign, he needs to put a staff around him that is professional enough to get it done and professional enough to stand up to him when he wants to do things that might jeopardize his agenda.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, we got apparently a tax plan coming forward in the next couple of weeks. Let's talk about that for a minute, Evan, because he's been promising this, lower taxes from the individual side, from the corporate side. And he also, you heard the threat just now, said, look, if you're an American company and you decide you're going to relocate overseas because you can get a better deal on workers or whatever the regulation situation is, and then you want to sell your products back into the United States of America, guess what? I'm hitting you with a tax. Do you think that's coming forward in the next couple of weeks?
I don't know what's coming forward. Many Hill congressional Republicans have not been talked to by the administration. They do need to have a conversation because the congressional wing of the Republicans need to get his tax plan, whatever it is, through, and they're going to have to talk to them about that. But I think what Chris is missing is the press conference yesterday. While people like Chris and I might be saying, oh my gosh, this might be so awful, real Americans are going out and seeing this, and they're laughing. They think it's amusing, and they like it. They're cheering for the president. I'm getting Chris, I was talking to a union leader earlier today who said to me, you know, I watched that press conference at midnight, and it was the greatest thing I ever saw. This is a union leader, not typically a Republican backing union leader.
Evan.
What?
Evan, you're exactly right on both of your points. The problem is your first point conflicts with your second point. It's Congress that he needs to work with right now. He doesn't need to get reelected for another 3 years.
But I think, and you know, Evan, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but the concern has been that he's losing the American public because the media is out there bashing him every single second they can, Chris. They will not give him a break. They give him like sharks, and they're circling because they smell blood. And he basically went out there and said enough, and he fought back. And so he got a leg up to a certain, extent with the American public because, as Evan says, people heard him and they were like, yeah, right.
The media is not circling for no reason. When the head of the NSA resigns in disgrace and you send somebody out on the Sunday morning shows who really seems odd, you're going to have the press circling like this. This is self-inflicted on the part of the president.
But isn't it the president's job to go out and cheer on America and American-made products?
Yes,
remember, if this were President Obama a year ago, he'd go to the Boeing plant and say, you didn't build that. So we need to actually go out and applaud the president for saying this is great.
Built the plane,
it's a good
but
step.
Not the runway,
Why shouldn't we give Americans confidence in American-made products? You're arguing against it.
And don't take me back to the press conference. We're doing that later.
All right. I think the president absolutely should be out on the road giving people confidence in American products, just as President Obama did. And every president before him did. That's part of the job as president.
What about the sort of buy American, made in America? That's something that I don't think we heard a tremendous amount of from President Obama. There was more of a sort of globalist sense, and the reality is, you can make products overseas and sell them here, and Americans pay less, and that was seen as kind of a good thing, and that was something that
like
Hillary Clinton embraced as well. And we're seeing effectively, I'd say, the pendulum swinging back the other way, where people are I don't want foreign stuff anymore.
Trish, he talked about policies he wants Congress to enact, like a tariff on imported goods. For him to do that, he needs to have a professional staff around him, which right now it appears he does not. Even Evan, in his earlier comments, saying, look, the congressional Republicans are are not in the know of what's going on with these policies. And that's his staff's problem. It's not the president's problem. I have not rooted for him to fail. I'm trying to say to him that he needs to bring people in like Evan who know how to run a government.